Grace York, and this is my adoption story.
I've been searching for someone to save me during the nights where I can't sleep, to figure it out.
How do you create your narrative if you don't know your origin?
Every now and then a whisper in my ear takes me by the hand and draws me near. I can't tell you why. It's you. I don't want to say goodbye. I know I won't change your mind.
What does identity even mean?
It keeps me
What if you didn't know anyone that looked like you? Talk about nature versus nurture, and all I know is my nurture and not my nature. That's why I am on this adventure. Know my past, but I'm working to uncover it starting today. I made it to the homeland, and it's very surreal. Do you ever think about nature versus nurture? Well, I think about it probably a little bit more than most. Being adopted, I only know my nurture and not my nature. Not knowing where I'm from, my ancestors, having a closed adoption and zero information has been a part of my life that has been swept under the rug and something that I've forgotten. In the early 1980s, it was open in China for America to adopt Chinese babies. I was one of millions in the early turn of the century. This is a part of my story that I have lacked to share over the past few years. I think why I was so obsessed with learning about other people's stories is so I could figure out how they got to where they were, and maybe because I didn't know where I was from. Growing up, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be as white as possible. I maybe look Asian, but internally I'm very American. I was running from my truth. And today I'm going to open up about it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. It's been a long time since I've given you a life update. Life has just been crazy. So much has changed, including my hair color, which you can see. But I'm excited for this specific story because I haven't told this part about myself to anyone, really, online before. I've talked about being adopted, I've talked about being Asian in a white place growing up, but I am diving really deep and I'm going to Asia. My boyfriend and I have been planning an Asia trip for the past few months. I have had the urge to go back to Asia for probably about 2 to 3 years now in my adult life, and it's been this calling I really want to reconnect with my heritage. I'm really lucky. My boyfriend's from Hong Kong, so I've been learning a lot about the Asian culture. But being from China and adopted back in 1999 and 2000, I am really excited to go back. I haven't been back to China since I was 6 years old to get my little sister. So I was adopted at 13 months old through China Adoption with Love through Lillian, who was the adoption agency planner. And she brought my parents and a bunch of other white parents over to China back in 2000 to pick up babies, aka me, and adopt them from the orphanage in Jiangxi province. And then my parents went back when I was 6 years old with me to get my sister as well from the neighboring province, Hunan. And I have not been back since. I remember very vividly going back to China when I was 6 years old. A lot has changed in the past 20 years, so I'm really excited to experience that as an adult. I think we've all felt in life maybe out of place growing up, or like you didn't quite fit in for whatever reason. For me, it was not necessarily because the color of my skin or who I was or where I was from. I just didn't feel like I culturally and depth-wise connected with my peers, just because I was kind of an old soul and always connecting with the adults in the room. And I'm really excited because my transformation as a human being and my healing journey is really reflected in the timing and the journey of this trip and why I want to go back to Asia. So we're going back to Hong Kong, where he's from, and we're going into mainland China and then Taiwan. So a couple years ago, I did a 23andMe and it said I was 85% Taiwanese. So I've always wanted to go to Taiwan and I've heard amazing things about it. But being that that is part of my heritage, I'm really looking forward to diving into Taiwan. So we're going there over my birthday. But growing up, I was a little bit confused a lot of times because I wanted to fit in like any kid does, but I wanted to be as white as possible. I wanted to shed my Asianness, my culture, anything that really related me back to being Chinese, because everyone around me was white. In the middle of nowhere, redneck town, New Hampshire, it was completely white. Going then into college in the city of Boston, I initially was scared. I've never seen so much diversity in my life, and seeing people that looked like me, I was like, oh, I hope people don't think I'm like those Asians, because I genuinely did not feel Asian. I felt fake, and I felt like a fake white person too. So it was so interesting because a lot of my values and my morals are from my parents, who are white European people, and my Asian culture they tried to bring in. They did a really good job of celebrating our adoption days and a lot of cultural events around that, like Chinese New Year. So I did see glimpses of it, but I never wanted to fully embrace it. Then in college, I started to have some Asian friends and Vietnamese friends, and really get more exposed to the Asian cultures. And then I started to have an identity crisis, I believe when I was about 23. I went through a lot, but that's when I took the 23andMe test, and I was like, oh, I really don't feel Asian. I need to be European. I was like, there is a sliver of me that's European. There's a sliver, there's not. I'm 100% Chinese, Taiwanese. I was like very conflicted and confused due to a lot of scenarios in my life, but also after going through my healing journey and understanding more about where I came from and having appreciation for my past and how my parents literally saved me from the orphanage back when I was 0 years old, 1 year old. I have come such a long way to have such a happy, healthy family that really embraced who I was and said that you can walk into any room and it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter you're a woman, doesn't matter that you're Asian, doesn't matter that you're 5'3", like you show up and you have confidence. So as an adult, I fully don't see myself as any of those labels. I can fully walk into a space and feel like I belong after going through all that healing. The last couple years really felt the urge to go back to China as an adult because I want to see where I'm from. I'm curious about how China has changed, and I'm more comfortable with the Asian culture as I'm dating someone who's Asian, as I have so many Asian friends. I'm more comfortable with understanding that side of the world and that side of who I am. So it's been really fascinating, and I feel like I'm finally at a place where I'm like ready to embrace this part of myself and my history and my heritage. So I'm really excited to go on this birthright trip, really, to experience where I came from, to connect back to my roots, and to understand fully who I am. I think this is going to be a really powerful experience because it's not a trip where I'm just like gallivanting through Europe and having the best time and shopping. This to me is going to be more than that, and maybe potentially a little bit emotional. So I'm excited to see where this trip takes me. But as I go, I will take you along for the ride. And if you're adopted as well, I would love to hear your story. If you know someone who's adopted, I'd love to hear your story. Not even from China, just from anywhere else in the world or from the US. Being adopted and telling my story openly, I have found a lot of people who are white, who are European, who are Korean, who also are adopted. I feel like we find each other in a way and have this weird sense of connection immediately. And it's this beautiful thing that you were seriously chosen. It was a choice to bring you into someone's family and to have so much love and supportiveness there that it's just this thing that we get about each other. So if you know someone who's adopted or you're adopted yourself, I'd love to hear. Comment below because we're all going to find each other. It's a really pivotal part of my healing journey and who I am, who I've become as an adult in this process. So come along for the ride. I'm leaving in 5 days for Asia and I'm so excited. I feel like it finally hit me that I'm leaving. I started to pack, get all my documents in line. I finished my itinerary. My goal this week is to stay healthy. That's all I need to do in order to get on this 16-hour long flight. We made it to Taiwan. Just got to the Kimpton in Taipei and it's stunning. This lobby is so beautiful. The service is impeccable and we haven't even gotten our rooms yet. I just changed into outfit number 1 of the trip and did a quick little makeup moment. The plane ride was super easy and simple. We had so much extra legroom, so that really was amazing and went by super quickly. But now we're going to go out and get brunch and explore. Good morning! It is the second day that we are here. We slept so well last night and it's about 5:30, almost 6 o'clock a.m. and we're starving. And now we're just getting a light breakfast, something authentic. There's some street food that's open. And then we are heading to the gym and then we'll get probably coffee and go to lunch before our driver picks us up to do some adventuring today. Got this shirt yesterday, super cute. I promised myself I would not buy anything black. And we've been meeting some people at the hotel. Everyone asks me if I'm going to find my parents because I told them I'm adopted, I'm here kind of on a homeland trip. But the answer is no, we're not looking for them. I'm just experiencing my culture. thanks to Gary. This is the hotel, the Volando Urai Resort. This bed is so beautiful. And we have our own hot spring in our room, which is so cool. We'll be taking a bath in there later. And this mirror is impeccable. And now we are getting ready to go to afternoon tea before we do the public bath. We're getting ready for tea time now. We made it to Volando Urai, which is a resort on a hot spring. And it's the most beautiful day. In Taiwan it rains a lot apparently, but we just got so lucky because the 4 days that we're here, it's literally perfect weather. And because it's my birthday, you bet I'm gonna have at least 5 outfits. So this is outfit number 3 of the day. And I'm so excited for this tea time because I love tea. I feel so comfortable in a sense being here. Everyone's so nice, so sweet, and each experience that we've had so far has been impeccable. We are off to our tea time, so come along with us for an authentic tea experience.
Soft light falls on quiet sand. You almost leaned in. Shadows move, skin to skin.
Sometimes I ask myself, am I Asian enough? Am I doing my hair and my makeup Asian enough? Or am I just like a white girl? I have no idea, but it doesn't matter. I'm learning that Asians are in, meaning this culture has shifted so much into Western culture, like with Korean K-pop, Korean skincare, a lot of boba tea. If you're noticing in the mainstream, a lot of Asian actresses and actors, it's becoming normalized. I feel like growing up, a lot of what we saw Asians was very stereotypical, especially in the kid TV shows and in movies, but now it's becoming more normalized to be Asian and embrace this culture. So it's fascinating to me how much has changed and how accepting and accepted I feel now compared to growing up.
In the sunrise.
Our last full day in Taiwan, and I have to say overall this has been an amazing experience. I feel like it almost feels like another America in a sense. It's very Americanized in a lot of ways, although when we went to the little mountain villages it definitely felt very Asian, very authentic. The culture is so amazing. Everyone's so kind and sweet. I did not feel uncomfortable once. I've been to a number of places, and I feel like especially in Mexico and then even parts of Europe, you feel like somewhat out of place, but for some reason here everyone's just been so welcoming, and I feel right at home in a lot of ways, and a lot of people speak English, maybe that's why as well. But I highly recommend going to Taiwan, and I feel like it was really cool to see like my culture and just more of where I came from and how the history of China and Taiwan and all of the above came to be. I had a professor in college, and her husband, ex-husband, was Taiwanese, so her girls were half, and she was like, that makes sense, you're Taiwanese. all the rich people went to Taiwan, aka you have great taste. I have expensive taste. But anyway, so it's been a really amazing experience, and now we're just going to chill a little bit, get dinner. We got upgraded to even bigger space in a bigger room, which is amazing, at the Kimpton in Taiwan. This is our last night here, and then we're headed to Hong Kong tomorrow, and we are going to spend a few days there before heading to China for the last part of the trip. It is our last evening in Taiwan, and we are headed to Rao Street Market and getting something to eat, just having a chill evening before we head to Hong Kong in the morning. Today is our last day in Taiwan before we are off to Hong Kong. It's been such an amazing experience, and I'm gonna miss it, honestly. Dawn feels like our home at this point, since we were at the Kimpton, left for the resort, and then came back. We have a fit check. This outfit I actually got in Newton, but it's super comfortable because it's like a light jean, and it's almost like a chenille fabric, kind of like a distressed jean look. Super cute. And then I'm of course wearing my bunny in the bag I got from Samantha Newman, so shout out to her. We are off to get the best mini muffins downstairs, so you can come with me.
Door opening. 现在下楼 going down. One door closing.
Oh my goodness. The best mini muffins ever. Today, but instead we ended up in a luxury mall and then ended up at Peak Tram, and up here it's basically like the Mall of America. It's crazy. There's a Coach, there's a Pop Mart, there's a dumpling house, there's a Forrest Gump place. It's very capitalistic here. Day 6 of our trip and day 2 in Hong Kong, and I feel like I've already been here for about a week. It's crazy how much we've done. Hong Kong is a giant city, and it feels like New York is the best comparison that I can give it to, and then Taiwan kind of felt like, in a way, like Hawaii or Mexico. Tomorrow we're going to do a hike, and then we are off to China in a couple days, but it's been so cool to learn about my boyfriend's culture. We're in the jungle, going on a hike. Actually quite beautiful. The weather's perfect. I just wore the wrong outfit. apparently the road was blocked off because it is the Hong Kong Marathon today. We made it to China. My Chinese name is Jing Xiaolei, and I didn't know that until I got to the gate, but I'm glad I figured that out. To China. Oh, phew. Thank goodness. This is a nice big space. Worth it. Good morning. It is day 10, I think, and we are in Foshan. We have a full day today and then one more night here, and then we're off to Guangzhou. Last night was super fun. It was very touristy, but I am wearing my new skirt that I got in Hong Kong at that vintage store. Super cute with these little button details. It's just super unique. But anyway, it's so interesting being in China after 20 plus years. I was here when I was 6, as I mentioned before, and it's changed a lot. It feels very gentrified. There are cranes in the air everywhere, and it still feels poor behind the scenes, but it's a lot being built up. A lot of cheap architecture, which is super interesting, and it's crazy to feel like now that I'm here, this is the life that I could have, should have, would have had if I wasn't adopted. So it's kind of crazy. And just seeing people here, they're definitely more conservative, definitely more serious. Today we are going to a big Buddha temple. We're going to the ceramics district and also an ancestral temple. So a lot more authentic China today, because we are definitely in a more modern part of the city and in one of the residential districts. So it'll be interesting to see a more authentic area and space. Big Buddha, and then ancestral temple. Off we go. So beautiful and magical. Like, look at the street. Ceramics district. We're walking around and it's so beautiful. Like that. I can't even keep track, but yesterday we had such a magical day at the Buddhist temple. I learned how to pray to the gods, and we had such a magical, special moment going up, praying to the giant Buddha at the top. And it's crazy just being here and connecting with my ancestors. It feels like this strange feeling that I can't even capture on a screen or explain, but after 20 years of not being in China, then being here, it's just like a crazy experience, and I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful for my boyfriend and his family for bringing me and just having this adult life experience. And today we're off to Guangzhou, where my parents signed my adoption papers, and staying at the same hotel that I stayed in when I was 6 years old with my parents and my little sister when we adopted her. We are at the Chen family ancestral house, in Guangzhou. A lot of this is very traditional Chinese architecture. Thank you. So nice. Very nice. Oh, we are in Jiufen Islands. Look. This is literally the street. We made it to the White Swan Hotel where my adoption 26 years ago was official, which is crazy. And I was here when I was 6 years old with my parents, probably in a room that just looked like this because I don't think they did too many updates since then, because I kind of remember this curved wood structure here. And I was here with my sister. They had a pop-up crib, and I remember holding her little finger all night long so she could sleep. And my parents did all the paperwork. I remember shopping, eating, and playing poker with one of the dads while my parents were doing all the paperwork for adopting my sister here. It's crazy to be back here. I didn't realize that the hotel was on Jiufen Island, which you can see below. Honestly, it's just kind of surreal being here 20 plus years later, and like knowing that this place has such a special place in my heart, and knowing that this place has such a special meaning behind it. I think it's just really amazing to be here as an adult and like have this come full circle and really understand my story and come back to the place that I'm from. It's just like very surreal. It's crazy because in China, everyone's like so addicted to their phones. Like no one's talking about it, but like I was in a jade market and no one was looking up, like, and it's like a total turn off as a shopper if no one looks at you. And I feel like in America, obviously it's a crisis too, but for some reason, me traveling and not being addicted to my phone for once, I've like totally noticed it more, which is crazy. But we are on Jiufen Island today, and we walked around, and it was literally like Gen Z apocalypse. Everyone was taking photos and TikToks and Instagram, and it was like everywhere. There's nothing like a good travel itinerary put together by yours truly. I designed it in Canva. How fabulous is this? Every day has a photo, morning, afternoon, and night, a location, and specifications on the weather and where we are going. We've pretty much stayed to schedule. If you're looking for recommendations, feel free to hit me up. But obviously we were in Taiwan, and then we were in Hong Kong, and now we are all the way at day, I don't even know what day we're at, day 11. But I love this itinerary. I printed out a bunch so that we could keep on track. And if you're looking for things to do, I'd be happy to share it. Whoa. My camera doesn't even go that high. It's our last day at the White Swan, and we are heading from Guangzhou to Shenzhen to then go to Hong Kong tonight. I highly recommend having a Mandarin speaking driver or person in your group because it is very hard if you are only English speaking here. And I think for the longest time I was just kind of ignoring the fact that I was from China, and I just wanted to fit in and to be as white as possible. But then when I was surrounded more and more by other Asians, I started to understand my own history and heritage, but being here has really helped me understand the full picture. And I am honestly really grateful that I was adopted, because I would not want to live here. And who knows where I'd be. I'd probably be on the streets, or maybe not even alive if I was still in China, because who knows what would have happened to someone older at an orphanage. So it's been an eye-opening experience for sure. We have made it to the 13-day mark, and we are traveling home from Hong Kong. It's a straight shot to Boston. It was such an amazing, life-changing trip, but I'm so grateful to be here, but also so ready to be home. I think everyone can relate to that feeling. But I'm excited because I have a lot to think about and reminisce about, especially after going to China after 20 plus years. It was just super special and something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. I had it pretty good growing up with 2 loving parents and a little sister in a safe environment and a happy community, but it doesn't mean it didn't come with struggles. Being one of 3 Asians in a white town was where it began. I didn't understand what my culture meant. Not that my parents didn't want me to explore further, but I really didn't find the need. I just wanted to fit in, as a lot of kids do. Over the years, I learned how to heal, how to uncover my trauma, and how to be in a healthy and loving relationship. Honestly, I think this is why the idea of personal branding is so fascinating to me, because I didn't know my origin story. I didn't have anything that I could start from. I had to start from scratch. And that is why I love helping people create their story, because you don't have to know exactly your truth. You don't have to have a fully baked version of who you are. It's all about creating and evolving and changing, and really creating a story that people can connect with. I'm so lucky I had a really healthy, happy adoption, and that I have a really positive outlook on it. Not everyone can say the same. If you're listening to this and you are potentially a long-lost daughter or a long-lost child in your heart and mind, and you don't know where you came from, I feel you. And know that if you find home within yourself and within the world around you, you are loved. Maybe you don't need to know every single piece of your puzzle to have a full picture.